One of the things I'm most excited about in Grand Theft Auto 6 are all the mysteries, Easter eggs, and secrets, and it looks like at least one incredibly popular one from Grand Theft Auto 5 is going to be returning, if not the most popular. We'll be talking about what that is and more all in this video today. So you could arguably say the biggest mystery in Grand Theft Auto 5, still one that I guess technically is unsolved today, is the Mount Chiliad Mystery. In fact, it's actually the very first Grand Theft Auto 5 video I did once the game came out. From the screenshots that came out before it released to the trailer, I was fascinated by whatever that shed was on the top of Mount Chiliad, or whatever that gondola was going to be. And so that was one of the first things I did. And I thought I would record going up there and, showing to however many people I thought were going to be watching at that time what's actually up there. And I came across the mural on top of it, and I thought it was some like Illuminati Easter egg. I had no idea what connections it had to aliens or whatnot. But it was the first thing I dove into, and I figure some of the mysteries in Grand Theft Auto 6 will be some of the first things I dive into as well. And it looks like the Mount Chiliad Easter egg is going to be returning, or is at least going to be referenced in some way, shape, or form. Because again, to this day, fans have not been able to solve it. There's, of course, been reports from ex-Rockstar employees that some mysteries they put in the game aren't meant to be solved and don't have an ending, just to really drive fans crazy. And that's what might have happened to the Chiliad Mystery. It might have been continued in Grand Theft Auto Online, or assets of it used in multiplayer instead of in single player, because those were going to be scrapped DLCs, of course. And so where do we see this in the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer? We actually see it pretty nonchalantly as Jason is just driving by what looks to be a random ambient scene of someone being pulled over. And on the graffiti wall, you can actually see the same sort of UFO eye that you can see at the top of the Mount Chiliad Easter egg. And I don't know if this is just something Rockstar threw in there as like an Easter egg or a reference, or if it indeed does mean that the conspiracy and the Chiliad Mystery and all the theories have made its way to Leonida. I honestly would not be shocked if Rockstar continued this Easter egg just because they saw how popular it was in Grand Theft Auto 5. You know for a fact they've seen posts online. They've watched videos thinking they've solved it, and they know that the alien stuff and the mysteries around that was so popular and successful because they continued adding to the mystery in Grand Theft Auto Online. They would have no reason to do that if they knew their fans weren't really interested in it. And we also saw that continued in Red Dead Redemption 2. There was a big emphasis on aliens and UFOs that you could find. And I don't know if that was, of course, directly connected to the Mount Chiliad Easter egg, but it still continued the same theme, and it looks like we'll see that in Grand Theft Auto 6 as well. Now, I combed through the rest of the trailer, all the screenshots. I tried to find other references to the Mount Chiliad Easter egg, but I wasn't able to find any. The only other thing that I was able to get from the trailer is in the convenience store when Jason looks like he's simply robbing the guy. There's actually like some beware of alien signs on the door, as well as some like alien shaped stickers. But I think that more just might be the theme of whatever store he's going into, considering there's like a bunch of other stuff like crystals and whatnot in there. So it might have nothing to do with the Chiliad Mystery, might just be referencing aliens. But either way, that was really the only thing I found from the actual trailer. Now, as far as from the screenshots that Rockstar showed off, nothing directly says, hey, Mount Chiliad Mystery here. But there does look like there's going to be several areas that will have some pretty spooky mysteries. In fact, Rockstar even hinted so. Like, for example, the description for the Grass Rivers area in Grand Theft Auto 6. Welcome to the wetlands, the untamable jewel of Leonida's crown. You never know what lies beneath the surface of this primordial expanse. The gators may be the most famous attraction, but there are far deadlier predators and weirder discoveries amongst the mangroves. So again, that sort of emphasizes that there's going to be some secrets and some mysteries out there to explore. That's not the only place as well for Mount Chiliad National Park. They say a national landmark up against the state's northern border. Mount Chiliad offers prime hunting, fishing, and off-road trails. In the lush surrounding backwoods, hillbilly mystics and paranoid radicals live far from the prying eyes of the government. That sounds like people that would be directly interested in knowing the secrets of a Mount Chiliad-esque style mystery. So I just found that to be fascinating that Rockstar would seemingly continue that Easter egg from one game to another, at least in some way, shape, or form. Let me know in those comments down below, though, how intently you think Rockstar Games is going to cover this mystery. Now, speaking of something else that looks like it's made its way from Grand Theft Auto 5 to GTA 6, That is Michael DeSanta's boat. And not only is this a cool connection, but it also has led fans to speculating whether or not the two games are connected beyond just being set in the same universe, of course. So we see this in one of the very few opening scenes of the trailer when Brian approaches Jason, and you can actually see his boat, which is sort of propped up on what I'm going to call stilts. I don't know if there's a more official word for this. And you can see that it looks eerily similar to the same boat that Michael DeSanta actually had stolen from him in Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, this is not a totally new boat model, but rather one that's seen across multiple GTA games, including Grand Theft Auto 5, and there are some slight differences compared to the GTA 5 version, mostly in the paint jobs, but it still has the blue stripes, and the overall model is a little bit more of a higher quality, which of course is to be expected. So it's the same marquee boat model owned by Michael DeSanta. It was owned by him. It was a part of the father-son mission in story mode. It was stolen, and you have to chase after it with Franklin. He doesn't get his boat back, and that's kind of the end of the story. In fact, it's kind of a mystery and became such a little fun thing to talk about that even the voice actor and likeness of Michael DeSanta in real life, Ned Luke, actually posted a video of himself driving a boat last year. That he finally got it back after 11 years. It went totally viral.
It's been 11 fucking years! 11 years! I finally got my boat back! My boat!
And so after this blew up and fans started recognizing, hey, that might be Michael's boat in the second GTA 6 trailer, he actually responded to some of this saying, "I'm coming, Jason, for my boat." That is absolutely hilarious. I love when the voice actors and motion capture artists sort of interact with crazy Easter eggs or fan theories going on in games. So let me know if you think that is going to be Michael DeSanta's boat owned by Jason, or is it just the same model and Rockstar's using, only so many boats they have access to? Let me know in those comments down below. So I'm really excited for all the mysteries, secrets, Easter eggs, and more that we're going to be able to find in game. We were able to identify so many from the September 2022 leaks. And remember that because that's essentially 4 years from when the game is supposed to come out, a lot of those might be slightly different or altered or changed by Rockstar. But in case you guys forgot, apparently we're going on a spiritual journey in Port Gellhorn that has multiple parts. We're going to be able to identify a UFO, a skunk ape. There's going to be a series of abandoned cars that has mysteries connected to them. There's also going to be a haunted warehouse, warehouse sex robots, a torture warehouse. Apparently there's going to be a missing tourist sort of murder mystery we're going to have to solve, as well as a Satanist house. There's going to be a set of stalkers at different locations. There's going to be a Cold War puzzle that we're going to have to solve in various different locations, as well as a farm monster that has multiple parts, a mummified old lady, voice in the storm drain. There's so many different mysteries and secrets that are going to be here, and it looks like maybe identifying Michael's boat as well as the Chiliad Mystery from GTA 5 could be returning. So of course, let me know what you guys think about everything we discussed in this video today in those comments down below. I'd absolutely love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the GTA 6 videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.